sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be doing another quick look review, and this time it's going to be of the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series ROADBLOCK. So let's get into it right away and take a very quick look at the box. Alright, so as you can see, we do have the basic style box and the same type of box we got with the black variant regular release Snake Eyes. So we do have the window right here on the front of the box, on the top warning, blah blah blah. Very nice comic book type image of ROADBLOCK, says G.I. Joe Classified Series ROADBLOCK. And Hasbro, there's the bottom of the box. The top there, he is figure number 1 in Series 1 here. And then the other side of the box, we do get some nice artwork. Once again, of ROADBLOCK. And the back here does have that cool poster image of a bunch of G.I. Joe characters. Now let's get ROADBLOCK open and see what he is included with. Alright, so ROADBLOCK is included with 3 different things. Right here, we do have his knife, which looks pretty good. The sculptor mold, I think, looks fine. And it is a silverish colored knife. From blade to handle. I wish they added like a black or something on the handle, even a brown. But the knife does look pretty cool, and you can holster it right in the torso here. But the way you put it in, it kind of looks like he's stabbing himself. But I mean, it looks fine once you have the knife in there. So we do get that, and then we do get his outrageously looking futuristic type gun, or fake looking gun. And I'm really not a fan of these type of guns, like the fake looking guns. They're just, I don't know, a little too wacky looking for my liking, but some people might like it. You know, if they removed these pieces, I think it would have looked a little bit better. These just over exaggerated the gun a little bit too much, but I mean, it does have some heft to it, and the sculpt or the mold of it looks good, man. It's not bad looking, and the paintwork is pretty clean on it as well. And these pieces here, I wish you could remove those. That would have been cool. They do have a blue translucent plastic in there, which looks pretty dope. And he does hold on to it fine. The hinges on his hands both move side to side. I feel like one of them, or both of them, should have moved up and down, since he is included with a gun that he holds like that, you know what I mean? Then the last accessory, we do get a magazine for the gun here, and you can put it in whichever way you would like. I don't know which way is the proper way to put it in, but it's your option whichever way you want to put it in there. So that is all the accessories included with ROADBLOCK, and I think I'm just going to give him my Mezco 112 Netflix Punisher Gatling gun, because I think it's going to look much better instead of this fake looking gun here. But like I said, he's included with those 3 accessories. Now let's take a closer detailed look at ROADBLOCK. Alrighty, so taking a closer detailed look here at ROADBLOCK, and I think Hasbro is doing a pretty kick-ass job with these G.I. Joe figures. The Snake Eyes figures turned out great, and ROADBLOCK here looks pretty much just as awesome. I still need to get Duke, and definitely need to get Destro, and Scarlet I'm still debating on, but I'm curious to see who it will be in Series or Wave 2. But the head sculpt here I think looks pretty good. The eyes seem to be painted both looking in the same direction. The eyebrows are painted pretty clean. Of course, he has the bald head there, and then the beard as well. The beard looks pretty cool too. We have a little bit of sculpt work on it, and the paint's pretty clean on there as well. Then he does have this pretty cool looking vest here. We do get some nice paint detail all throughout it, and the paint's pretty clean on it as well. And it's a very soft, rubbery type plastic. So the waist articulation, it doesn't get in the way at all. But the torso, who will a bit, so you probably won't be able to use the ab crunch that well. The back there looks pretty good too with the paint and everything, and the sculpt detail. And then the arms here, he does have a tattoo on the left arm of a random lion. The tattoo with the paintwork on it looks good, man. And you can see like some sculpted veins around the muscles as well. The elbow joints look pretty good too. And then we do get the gloved hands. Another thing about the accessories, I wish he was included with another pair of hands, like some fists or something. You know what I mean? When a figure only has one set of hands, it does limit your posing options. So hopefully in the future they start to at least give extra hands with their figures, you know what I mean? I just noticed a dot of red paint on his left forearm there, and you could see some more veins on the forearms as well. Then the pants here have a really nice, cool sculpted texture to them. We got some nice sculpted wrinkles throughout it, some pockets on the front and the sides, some more sculpted wrinkles, knee joints blend in pretty well. They even have the sculpt and paint detail on them also. Then we do get a piece of armor on the left knee, which looks pretty cool. I can't tell if this is battle damage or just part of the design of his armor on there, these two gashes on the side there. The pants look pretty good tucked into the boots there, and then the boots look pretty cool too. We get some pretty clean paintwork on it, not too bad. And the sculpt detail, I think, looks fine. A little bit of paint bleeding on the back there, as you can see, some gold and red. And then the feet here look good too. We do get some, not really, they're kind of fake sculpted treads. They're just on the sides, but not on the bottom there. Another minor issue I've noticed with ROADBLOCK here is wobbly legs, so that's not a good thing. And when I try to put him in certain poses, his legs just kind of like split open, and it seems like his leg joints can't really hold him up too well when you put him in more of a crouching pose, which is a bit disappointing. But the detail on this figure, I think they did an awesome job with it. There is no shading, which I definitely would have liked, or maybe a wash or something on the vest. Even on the pants or something would have looked pretty cool. But for what it is, and yeah, it's a $20 figure, I think they did a decent job with the paint and sculpt detail. Now let's take a look at his height and some height comparisons. Now for ROADBLOCK's height to the very top of his bald head, it looks like he's about or around 6 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall, which is definitely some good height for a taller character. Now let's take a look at him compared to a few other figures. Alright, so here is ROADBLOCK compared to the Mezco 112 Silver Knight Batman. Then we do have the regular release G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes. Then we do have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Winter Soldier. And then we do have the Marvel Legends Killmonger. And as you can see, ROADBLOCK is taller than all of these characters here, which does make sense because he is a much bigger dude. Now let's take a look at him compared to a few other figures. Then we'll move on to the articulation. And then here is ROADBLOCK also compared to the Mafex comic version Deadpool, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, and a couple other bigger sized characters from Hasbro. The Marvel Legends Bishop and the Marvel Legends Colossus. And as you can see, he is taller than both Deadpools, but he's around the same size as Bishop, and of course Colossus is a bit taller. So there are some quick comparisons with ROADBLOCK. Now let's move on to the articulation. So for ROADBLOCK's articulation, he does have similar movement compared to the Snake Eyes. So we do have 2 joints at the neck. We do have the hinge at the upper neck, and then we do have the ball joint at the lower neck. So with both joints, you can get ROADBLOCK to look up really well with both joints. And then with both joints looking down, he does look down decently. You get a little bit of pivot at the upper neck, and then the lower neck, you do get some more pivot. So with both joints, he does have pretty good pivot, and then both joints do swivel as well. So we do have an ab crunch up there. The abs, of course, and you can actually get it to crunch forward. I did get it to click forward once. So you can move the ab crunch a little bit, actually, as you can see there. And then the waist moves forward and back really well also. And then you do get excellent pivot there, and then it does swivel at the waist as well. You really don't even need that ab crunch. The waist, I think, gives you more than enough motion there. Then the arms here at the shoulders, we have a butterfly joint that moves forward and back just a tiny bit. The arms do go out to the sides a lot more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely awesome. They do go up and down. We do have the true bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that do bend in all the way. Then both wrists have the swivel, and then they hinge side to side. Like I said before, I wish one of the hands hinged up and down, or both of them, because of the type of gun he has. Now for the legs here, as I mentioned before, there is a little bit of an issue at the hips. They do have a bit of looseness to them, which is not a fun thing when you have really loose joints on a figure anywhere, really. But they do shift down a tiny bit, as you can see. And ROADBLOCK kicks forward 90 degrees, which is pretty good. Goes to the back decently. You could have it go out more, but the leg's going to kick out to the side. Then let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it here. And holy crap, a ROADBLOCK can definitely Van Damme it. And then we do have the upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that do bend back almost all the way. Then we do get the boot cut swivel, which I love that they keep adding the bootcut swivels in there. Then the ankles here do hinge up just a tiny bit, not too much. They hinge down really well, but that looks extremely odd there. Then we do get the wacky rocker ankle pivot that I am not a fan of. Look at how bad that is when it pivots. It brings his heel almost upside down to the front of his leg. That's so weird. But at least we do have the swivel at the boot cut there. But anyway, that is my quick look review at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series ROADBLOCK. Hope you enjoyed it. This figure definitely is not bad at all. There is two things I wish they did a little bit better, but besides that, it definitely is a great addition to this line. And after getting Snake Eyes and now ROADBLOCK, I want to get the rest of the figures in Series 1. And I'm not the biggest G.I. Joe fan, but there is characters I do like from that series. The detail on this, I think they did a kick-ass job with it, man. Yeah, I would have liked a black wash in certain spots, or maybe a little bit of shading, but for the price of the figure, I can understand why they didn't add it. The paint is pretty damn clean throughout the entire figure. I saw a couple of paint marks where it shouldn't have been on the figure, on the arm and on one of the back of the legs, but really not that big of a deal. You can probably scrape that off with a X-Acto knife or something like that. And the sculpt detail, I think they handled incredibly well with ROADBLOCK here. And the articulation, pretty much just as good as Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes, I feel like, has a bit better movement because he doesn't have that vest restricting the ab crunch a bit, but even though he has that vest on, it is a very soft rubbery type plastic, so you can still use the ab crunch a little bit. My main issue with one of the joints, the hip joints, is that they have looseness to it, and when I was posing the figure around, putting him in a crouching type pose, his legs kept doing splits and splitting open, so it's those hip joints have a bit of too much looseness to it. It's hard for him to hold up himself in like a crouching pose. So that to me is probably the biggest disappointing thing about the figure. But besides that, the articulation works really well on the figure, and Hasbro just gets better and better with their figures every year. And then last, the accessories. We do get a few things, but wish we got an extra set of fists, or maybe another type of gun, or if we could have removed these pieces on this gun or something like that. But besides that, we do get a dope, huge gun with the figure, which, even though it's not my favorite type of gun, it's still an awesome looking gun, man, and it was done very well. We also do get his knife, and then we do get an extra magazine. But yeah, man, this is definitely a cool figure, and just owning Snake Eyes and now ROADBLOCK, I really am starting to love this line a lot, and I think I'm going to get the rest of the figures from Series 1. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Now let's get ROADBLOCK open and take a look and so. You little shitter. You little shitter, Snake Eyes. You little shitter. You know that.